Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how to seamlessly join your foundationless chain. This method can be worked with a foundationless single, HDC, and double crochet. It's just the way that you close it will either be a single crochet, half double crochet, or double crochet. In this case, I have done a foundationless half double crochet. So once you form the chain that you desire, you always want to take note that when you're going to seamlessly join, you always do one less stitch than the pattern states, because you will be joining with another stitch, or basically you'll be creating your final stitch. I know that sounds confusing, so I'll get right to it. So you bring your two ends close to each other, making sure not to tangle if you're working with a really long foundation. So now, since this is a half double crochet, I'm going to yarn over and I'm going to insert into this chain one, just as if I was going to form a new FHDC. But rather than yarning over and pulling up a loop, I'm going to drop this yarn to the back. I'm going to bring my end here, and I'm going to be working into the first chain here. So my ends are a little bit tangled. I'm going to insert. Make sure you don't accidentally close it with your tail end. I've done that several times and it's a silly mistake. And now I'll yarn over and grab this yarn and I'll pull through both of these loops here, which joins the ends together. And now I'll work my foundationless half double crochet by yarning over and pulling through all three loops. And so now that I've joined, I can slip stitch to the first stitch, which is this chain two here. And there you have it. I'll show that one more time. Okay. So always doing one less than the pattern states. So drop my yarn to the back, brought my two ends, yarning over, inserting into the chain one of my last foundationless half double crochet, and then bringing my end here and working into this first chain one, and then yarning over and pulling through both of these chain ones to link them together, and then working my foundation, or working my half double crochet by yarning over and pulling through all three loops. This is when you would either do a double crochet or a single crochet. And then insert into my chain, top of my chain two here, which counts as my first stitch, and slip stitching. And there you have it. The other method that you can do is you do the correct number, like don't minus one stitch, and then you just slip stitch to the top of the chain two, but it leaves a gap, which is why I'm showing you this foundationless or this seamless join method instead, because otherwise you have to take your tail and sew it in, which is totally fine, but wherever we can reduce weaving in our ends is fantastic. All right, and that's everything. Just to show you how to do the single crochet join, seamless join, I didn't alter my chain here. You'll see that it's still the foundationless half double crochet, but I'll show you how to join as if these were all slip stitches or all single crochet stitches. So rather than yarning over and inserting my hook into this chain one here, instead I'm just gonna insert without yarning over, making sure my yarn's in the back, and then inserting to this chain one, grabbing my yarn and pulling these through, essentially slip stitching, and then yarning over and pulling through two loops. So that would be your single crochet. And then again, slip stitching to the top of your chain two. And that's how you would join through a single crochet. So there would be no yarn over in the beginning. For a double crochet, it's the same as a foundationless half double, or foundation half double crochet. You'll just be creating a double crochet instead of a half double crochet. So just keeping that in mind of what stitch you're using.